Very good morning, friends. So, I hope you're all safe and healthy. Well, I have started my discussion with reference to the Appendix D in the previous video, where we were talking in terms of share-based payments in the opening Ind-AS balance sheet. As we know that Appendix D of Ind-AS 101 is talking about the exemptions, the optional exemptions which are available as far as the other Ind-AS is concerned. Now today in this particular video, we're going to talk of something very interesting and something very pertinent in a practical life situation as well. And that is the concept of what we call a deemed cost. That means when you are considering your tangible assets, that is PPE, or intangible assets, or you're talking of leased asset, that is ROU assets, or we're looking in terms of investment properties, then what do we do in the opening Ind-AS balance sheet? Can I carry forward the existing book values in my previous gap in my opening Ind-AS balance sheet? So what are the various kind of choices which are available in this particular case? Let's find this out in detail in this particular video. Well, ऐसी ऑफर आपने न सुनी होगी और न कभी देखी होगी, और ये ऑफर आज गजब की है साहब। मैं कहूँगा एकदम गजब की ऑफर है, जिसके अंदर आप अगर 1 साल की सब्सक्रिप्शन लेते हैं, सीए फाइनल की, सीए इंटरमीडिएट की, सीए फाउंडेशन की, तो आपको 1 साल पर 6 मंथ्स एक्स्ट्रा फ्री मिलेंगे। आपने ठीक सुना, 6 मंथ्स आपको एक्स्ट्रा फी मिलेंगे। सर मतलब 1 साल के अंदर हमको 1.5 ईयर की सब्सक्रिप्शन मिलेगी। यस, और साथ में आप इस पर मेरा कोड इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं CAKB10, और आपको 10% डिस्काउंट भी मिलेगा। तो भाई अनबॉक्स कीजिए 2021 को और 1 साल की सब्सक्रिप्शन पे पाइए 6 मंथ्स एक्स्ट्रा। लेकिन ये ऑफर केवल अभी बची है 6 घंटे के लिए मेरे दोस्त, क्योंकि इस वक्त तकरीबन आप जब ये वीडियो देखेंगे तो तकरीबन 6 बज रहे होंगे, और 6 बजे के बाद रात के 12 बजे से पहले पहले ये ऑफर आपको अवेल करनी है, क्योंकि 12 बजे ऑफर खत्म। तो इसका उठाइए फायदा और अपनी प्लानिंग कर डालिए। लेट्स क्रैक इट। Well, at the first instance, let me tell you that there are a couple of options which are available in terms of the PPE, intangible assets, and the ROU assets. Now, if you notice what I have done, I have given different permutation combinations. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little separate discussion with reference to the investment property. I think let's begin the journey in terms of the various choices what are available to the company in terms of Appendix D. Now, the focus right now is in terms of PPE, which is covered under Ind-AS 16, intangible assets, which are covered under Ind-AS 38, and the ROU assets, which are covered under Ind-AS 116. The first one, what we are talking, is not applicable to investment properties. We are covering only 3, that is PPE, intangible assets, and leased assets, what we call ROU assets. Now, one of the options which is given in the Appendix D is that the measurement base would be as per the applicable standards. That means you go for a retrospective application of Ind-AS 16, Ind-AS 38, or Ind-AS 116 and measure all these particular assets. Now, interestingly, we would also like to pinpoint that when such an option is chosen, you can apply, the measurement principle item by item. That means, let's say, for example, the plant A is measured with a retrospective effect, but the plant B is measured with other valuations. That is the point number 2, 3, 4. So, which means that we can pick and choose that a given plant is at a retrospective accounting, but another plant is going to be taken at a different measurement base. So item by item choice is available when you apply a retrospective accounting in terms of the different Ind-AS. The second option available is that we pick up the fair value on the date of transition. Now, when you pick up the fair value on the date of transition, now this is also very important to pinpoint. As per Ind AS 16, we could follow a revaluation model. As per Ind AS 38, we can follow a revaluation model. And even as per Ind AS 116, we can follow a revaluation model. But in terms of the investment property under Ind AS, we cannot follow a revaluation model. So this second option of applying the fair value on the date of transition is not applicable to the investment property. So this can be applied in terms of PPE, intangible assets and ROU assets. And this is also what can be applied on an item by item. That means what we said in the point number 1 is applicable even to this case. So we have taken two measurement bases so far. One is that you go for a retrospective application of the respective Ind AS. Second is you pick up the fair value on the date of transition. The third interesting fact is that maybe a revaluation model was being applied to PPE, but not of course to intangible assets, because under the IGAAP, as far as AS 26 is concerned, the concept of revaluation model was not applicable. The revaluation model was applicable typically to, you can say, the PPE. So in case we are talking in terms of PPE and there has been a previous GAAP revaluation which has been done, we can pick up that previous GAAP revaluation as well. But we need to ensure that the previous GAAP revaluation which was done is approximate to the concept of, comparable to the concept of fair value under Ind AS. And of course, the time gap in terms of the previous GAAP revaluation and the fair valuation which we need on the date of transition, generally should not be more than a 3 to 5 years time. That means either we go for a fair valuation on the date of transition in point number 2, as we mentioned, or we accept the previous GAAP revaluation which has been done, provided we can say that it is comparable to the fair value under Ind AS, and the gap in terms of the previous GAAP revaluation and the date of transition is not more than 3 to 5 years. Now, how do we get that 3 to 5 years is something which is even mentioned in Ind AS 16. When we look at the frequency of revaluations, Ind AS 16 also makes a mention that the revaluation frequency should not be, should be generally 3 to 5 years unless the fluctuations are significant, which could necessitate an annual revaluations as well. Then the fourth one is what we call that you pick up the previous GAAP carrying amounts as it is. But this option is available only when there has been no change in the functional currency. That means picking up the opening Ind AS balance sheet figures as it is in the opening Ind AS balance sheet figures. Now this is possible only if there has been no change in terms of the functional currency. But interestingly, if you go for the point number 1, 2, 3, there is a choice of item by item. But if you go in terms of the previous GAAP carrying amounts, in those particular cases, you need to apply this principle to all the assets classes. That means the item by item basis is not available. And this measurement option can of course be applied to the investment property as well, because investment properties might have also been carried at a cost model under the previous GAAP, that is AS 13. And in this particular case, we could carry forward the same. Which means we can say that if I look at in a nutshell as of now, I'm looking at a PPE, I'm looking at intangible assets, I'm looking at a leased asset, ROU asset. The company could either go for a fair valuation on the date of transition. The company could either go in for a previous GAAP revaluations, or the company could go in for a retrospective, a revaluation, measurements applicable to the respective standards, or the company could pick up the previous carrying amount in the previous GAAP figures itself. But remember, there are certain differences. When you look at the point number 1, retrospective, or the point number 2, the fair value on the transition date, or the point number 3, previous GAAP revaluations, you've got a choice of item by item. And there are no preconditions as well. But if you look at the point number 4, one is its entire class. And second is that there is a precondition that the change in the functional currency has not taken place. And finally, a little word about the investment properties which are covered under Ind AS 40. Now, in this particular case, we can say the option of considering the fair value. That means considering, you can say the option number 2 or the option number 3, which we discussed, is not applicable because investment properties were not taken at revaluation model under the previous gap, and even in Ind AS 40 they're not allowed to be taken at a fair value. So which means you can only go for, you can say effectively, the option 1 and 4. That means investment properties can either be measured under Ind AS 40 with a retrospective effect, or they could be measured at the previous gap carrying amount. So the concept of option number 2 and 3 is not applicable to the investment property. So this is in a nutshell the concept of deemed cost exemptions which are given for PPE, intangibles, investment properties, and the ROU assets. Wait for some more videos coming on the other aspects of Appendix D optional exemptions. Thank you for watching. Take care and goodbye.